dropping in life's math and history, and we are going to take a look at classical physics. So our YouTube channel is going to start having math involved as well as physics, because turns out you need physics and math to work together to understand why it works and how the world works. But hang on, when you think of physics, what do you think of? Well... That is an example why we need to learn physics, as well as not trying to make that mistake in reality, where it could actually injure someone. So the first thing that we're going to do is introduce physics simply, but we're also going to learn about a first unit, which will be introduced in the next few videos. We're going to learn about one direction, and we're also going to learn about the motion in one direction. But hang on, how are we going to easily learn about it? Well, there are 4 definitions to describe motion and 4 definitions how to analyze them. This will help other people and yourself communicate with each other in case you ever get confused, since physics is not like reading. The first few are like mechanics, kinematics, dynamics, and statics. So let's take a look at mechanics first. So mechanics, the study of motion and objects, applied forces, and energy are included. So when you think of mechanics, what do you think of? Well, you might think of like the mechanic of a car, or the mechanics of this incomplete robot over there. And yeah, you can definitely understand it, because if you ever wanted to be a mechanical engineer, that will mean that you'll have to study the motion of objects and how things are made. But in physics, it talks about the study of motion and objects. It also analyzes the applied forces and how much energy an object has. The next thing we're going to look at is kinematics, is how objects move. In physics, we basically do that, and it's kind of self-explanatory, like how will this robot move, how will a car move, how that roller move. So, dynamics, why the objects move. Not only we have to study on how the object moves, we actually have to study on how or what made it move. Sometimes objects move because they're forced to move. And statics, forces that make an equilibrium. Sometimes physics wants to make things balanced. We'll explain that a little bit later. So when you talk about how the object moves and what makes the object move, well, this is what happens. An example would be Newton's first law. Anything at rest will stay at rest, and anything in motion will stay in motion unless affected by another force. That was an example of this and using these definitions, because the dog wanted to get the ball off that wall thingy. So what it had to do is it would have to run, gain energy, and smash into the wall. That would make the ball fall to the ground and roll this way. So we understood that the dog caused the ball to move. It was an act of force. The dog forces the ball to move by smashing into here. And the ball rolls down in a straight line. That is how the ball moves. So yeah, that is the simple introduction to classical physics, as well as the first unit of motion in one direction. I hope this video has helped you understand what classical physics is. Thank you for watching Talping Airlines Math Industry. Like and subscribe.